Hello, friends. Welcome to a new episode of The Mind Maverick by Rosalind Bosco. Thank you for subscribing to my videos. If you like my videos, please press the like and the subscribe button. Today, I would like to speak to you about a very interesting topic, which is also the most important topic for your life, and that is, should I forgive myself? Dear friends, for a lot of these topics, there is a very important reference point for us to fall back upon, and that is definitely the Bible. When the paralytic was brought to Jesus while he was at Capernaum, and Jesus was in the middle of a crowd giving a sermon to the people there, there was no space for the people who carried him to take him close to Jesus. So they lowered the man through the roof, and he was lowered right before Jesus. And when Jesus saw him, his words to him were the following. These words are very important for us to understand what forgiveness is about. Jesus told the paralytic, "Your sins are forgiven, go in peace." So what does this mean? Why did Jesus say to the paralytic that his sins were forgiven, instead of saying, "You are cured of your sickness, you can go in peace"? The reason for this is, many times we are not able to forgive ourselves for anything that we might have done in our past. And we hold it close to our heart. Sometimes it is even easier to forgive others rather than to forgive ourselves. And this small feeling, the gnawing in the heart, keeps on growing and accumulating to the point where it causes a kind of affliction in the body, and it causes us more harm than good. That is why Jesus told the paralytic, "Your sins are forgiven, go in peace." It does not mean that any sickness or every sickness is caused because of sin. It may be that sometimes it is caused out of a misplaced feeling of guilt or regret in our lives. Sometimes this kind of a guilty feeling or a regret might be caused by ourselves, or it might be because of those around us. If it is because of ourselves, then we should try to get rid of it by ourselves. But if it is because of those around us, it is time that we make it let known to them that it is a matter between a soul and its maker. The second point I wish to make here is that there has been a kind of deviation in the interpretation of the Bible. in the sense that a lot of focus is being given to this guilt feeling or the feeling of self pity. Last week, I had told you that it is very important to forgive others for the healing of ourselves. And this week, I would like to tell you that it is very important for us to forgive ourselves in order to heal ourselves. An example which is always given is this: unless your cup is full, you cannot share the contents with others. If your cup is empty, you cannot share it with others. So, the truth of the matter is, unless you forgive yourself for something that you might have done in the past and get rid of that ill feeling, you will not be able to give that kind of forgiveness to the people around you. And so it will be a kind of a vicious circle going round and round with no solution. And that is why Jesus used these words. Look at the examples of how many instances when Jesus sees the tax collector, when Jesus meets the woman who washes his feet with Mary Magdalene, and in so many instances, Jesus gives absolute and unconditional forgiveness. And please do not think that this is a figment of my imagination, but in recent researches of consciousness, the same things are being corroborated in the sense that when people pass out of their physical selves to see the light, they are overwhelmed or awed by the unconditional love that they see there, and they are afraid to come back to this earth which is filled with remorse and guilt feelings and judgments and conflicts. So let us understand the true nature of the Bible, my dear friends, and let us realize the true message of what God has given us. We are souls who have come in search of experiences that are going to enrich us for our eternal lives. So, in the course of our journey, it is natural for us to fall, to make errors, and then to come back to the path that we were destined to be. Not to wallow in fear and guilt and self-pity and regret. That is not the purpose that God created us for. And if we continue to do that, we are wasting our precious lives that God has given us to magnify and glorify Him. A single act should not make you waste your whole life and die and live in self-pity. So, again, I would like to point you that this is a kind of people who have been encouraging us to wallow in self-pity are in fact deviating from the words of Jesus Christ. And it was exactly the opposite of what Jesus Christ came to teach us. Having said this, the third important point that I would wish to make is that when you come out of an incident or an error or a mistake or a fatal flaw, whatever you might call it, it does not mean that we should go on repeating it or follow the same path, which will lead us into more self-remorse and self-guilt and a feeling of worthlessness. So the third most important thing that we are supposed to do is come out of that path and choose our passion and our role in life, and make sure that we are doing something productive for ourselves and for the others. So, my dear friends, sometimes it is not always the case. We might have some problems in our health due to this accumulation of pressure, like hypertension or diabetes or some other similar kinds of diseases may be caused by these feelings of guilt and self-remorse that we hold within ourselves. We should understand that Jesus Christ did not want us to keep wallowing in these emotions forever and thus wasting the precious life that He has given us. Every moment of our lives is meant to be lived to glorify Him. And we are not gods descended from heaven. We are souls who have come with a purpose and a mission to experience the good and bad on the earth and choose the right path for ourselves. If you like my videos, dear friends, please press the like and subscribe button. I have given the link to my books, The Brimstone Fallacy and God Has Our Backs, under the video. You might find a lot of information related to my videos in these books. So please find them on amazon.in and amazon.com and also on the Kindle. I hope you liked my presentation today. So thank you for listening to me. And we have a lot more topics to discuss. So until we meet next week, thank you. This is the Mind Maverick, Rosalind Bosco, signing off. Thank you.